Welcome to this edition of the Ultimate Combat Experience. I'm Mike Stidham here with the greasy biker, Todd Reed. Man, oh man, we got guys ready to punch each other in the face.
Oh, Mike, another exciting night. Looks like a great card tonight. Excited to be here.
Oh, I'm telling you what. The main event features Jordan Smith and Dave Bosen, a couple of guys who have a tremendous upside. Jordan Smith, a school teacher. All the kids are afraid of him, understandably so. And Dave Bosen, he's just a big, mean, ornery-looking dude. So stick around for that. We got a lot of fights before we get there, though. Don't go anywhere. It's the Ultimate Combat Experience coming right at you. All right, we're going to get things started with Tom Milazzo against Pete Baker in the lightweight division. Now, Tom Milazzo's a local kid, pretty tough little fighter, going up against a kid by the name of Pete Baker. Now, Pete, he's an interesting story. Our TV show is seen on the Weather Channel in San Diego, and Pete's a surfer. He's a surf bum from in San Diego, and he saw the show, and he moved to Utah so he could be on the show. He's the bum.
Very nice.
That was very nice. Interesting kid. Got a lot of funny stories. He's a real character, and I really enjoy having him in the show. Tom Milazzo, he's a little bit of a fighter. He's a scrappy kid. Doesn't necessarily have a ton of experience, but he's a scrappy kid. We've seen him fight before, and pretty tough. The stare down is deafening there. Boy, I'll tell you what, Pete Baker. And you take me away from my surfing and you get up here and it's all snowy and cold, I'd be mad too. Milazzo, nice low shot takedown right here. That was beautifully executed. He saw Pete Baker in the stare down, and he knew Pete was going to come out firing, and just got down, changed his level, got down super low with a beautiful takedown. Now he's got Pete squeezing his head, and it's not comfortable, but it's not going to hurt him any.
No, he's moving around enough. I think he's going to get up on his feet here.
He's doing just fine. You know what? I would let Pete squeeze my head for the next 10 minutes until his arms didn't work anymore, and then get up and punch him in his face. And that's what, a lot of these new guys do. They squeeze that head, and all it does is hurt you. It makes it uncomfortable for your opponent, but all it does is hurt you. You're not going to get a submission out of that, but for whatever reason, you can't convince him of that, because I've told Pete Baker this before. He just doesn't listen. All right, you see Milazzo's got his name tattooed on his back in case he forgets who he is. Just landing some little pepper shots to the top and the side of the head. Not really doing a whole lot of damage, but he's staying busy. He's keeping the action flowing.
Just enough to bring Baker's arm forward to release his arm to protect himself.
Yeah, so Baker does now give up his back entirely, and Milazzo's got his hooks in, doing a pretty good job. As we said, he's a little bit more experienced than Pete Baker. He's got some ground experience. Baker right now on the defensive, just trying to hang on there so Milazzo can't sink that choke in or get to any striking. Looks like that choke from the left side is coming in underneath the chin there. Looks pretty good now, and Baker able to fight it off.
Tom releasing those hooks, trying to figure a way to get a roll around on him.
And Milazzo getting maybe a little frustrated from up top and not able to get that submission. Decides to pound away just a little bit, and that's the way to get that choke on. If he's fighting that choke, I'll just start pounding away, and he'll leave some openings, and that's really what Milazzo's doing right here, taking full advantage of the inexperience of Pete Baker, looking for those shots here and there.
Yeah, nothing too big yet. Tom throwing a lot of those shots to the face of Peter Baker there, but nothing big enough to stop him. That's actually,
what the right thing to do. He's not looking for that knockout shot. He's looking to just pepper him to open him up for this submission attempt right here. Baker doing a good job of tucking his chin in, not letting that choke sink in there, but Milazzo happy to punch him rather than choke him.
Well, it's uncomfortable whether you're getting hit hard or soft.
Milazzo
you're gonna let go.
Getting reversed there. Pete Baker coming up and delivering some punishment of his own. He's not privy to the fact that you should probably get your hooks in first. That's objective number one. But he did land some big shots there to finish up the round. Obviously, in my opinion, Milazzo winning the round because he had his back most of the time, with Pete Baker getting on top toward the end there. Round number 2 coming your way, and once again, it's Milazzo and Baker in the lightweight division. Milazzo coming out with a pretty ugly front kick, and that's not his forte. Striking's not his thing, man. He's pretty good on the ground. He's got a really good shot, good wrestler. But, nice knee. Got it up there, sneaked it up, landed one to the body, and then brought it up to the head. That was a beautiful combination.
Yeah, and Baker answering back with the knee.
Milazzo answering back with a nice hip toss. Maybe a little too much rotation up. He's able to save it right there. Able to get that one hook back behind him. He needs to get around behind him with the other. And now he's abandoning ship on that. Baker he's doing that grab thing again. He's got that leg and he's not going to give up on it. And I just don't see him taking Milazzo down. I think he's going to burn a lot of energy up underneath here and not be able to ultimately finish this takedown.
Well, he's just going to keep getting beat up right there in the ribs. Tom's just going to keep on pounding him.
Well, if he drives him back into the cage here, maybe he'll have more success in that takedown. But, he just chased him all the way across the cage from underneath there, and that's a real that'll wear you down real quick. Milazzo continuing to pound away at the body. Not real big power shots, as you mentioned. Not a whole lot of power behind him, but he's active. He's staying busy. He's making Pete not comfortable underneath, not letting him get his win back. He's going to keep the punishment on. Now he's able to get around up on top. Pete's still trying for that single leg takedown. He's been trying for that this entire round and hasn't worked out so well for him.
I don't think he's going to give up until he gets that leg.
He's stubborn, that's for sure. He's taking a pounding to the side of his head with those elbows that Milazzo's dropping. I wouldn't be too surprised to see Pete come up with a little cut on his head, or the side of his head there, but yeah, you can see his face is certainly red from it. Now we get a big reversal by Pete Baker, and he delivers a couple big right hands of his own. Well, he got too high. Yeah, he got too high. Milazzo able to reverse him. And that's, again, kind of a rookie mistake. You getting too high. He didn't put his hooks in. You can't let your hips get up that high because this is what happens. Milazzo not too hell-bent on improving his position.
Yeah, he's just hanging to the side there. I would have thought he would have come around into full mount.
He's after that arm right there. He's trying to do an Americana on the far side. He doesn't quite have it. I tell you, he's done a much better job at ground and pound. He's doing a great job of striking. You see the side of Pete Baker's head. It's all red because he has taken a beating tonight. Milazzo just got better hips. He just winds up in the better position anytime they're scrambling like this. He's got really good hips and finds his way into being in a better position. Still after that rear naked choke, man. Still after. I think that's going to bring round number 2 to a close. We got round number 3 when we come back. Welcome back to the Ultimate Combat Experience. We are in round number 3 of 3 between Tom Milazzo and Pete Baker, the surfer from San Diego. Milazzo, of course, local guy, getting his thing done so far. He's been able to secure takedowns. He's been able to stay on top. He's been able to inflict a lot of punishment by way of elbows and punches to the side of the head of Pete Baker. Pete Baker has this tendency to grab onto either a head or a leg and just hang on to it until he can't hang on to it any longer and just takes a ton of punishment in the process.
Milazzo is just slowly picking away at Baker.
Yeah, you can just kind of see if this were a video game, you can see his strength meter going down and down and down, and it's to the point now where, it's just an exercise in futility for Pete Baker. He's just kind of hanging on. Doesn't have enough left in those arms to do any damage if he could get into position to try to do some damage, just because he's been hanging on to a head or an arm so long that there's just nothing left there. So Pete Baker, once again, making some rookie mistakes and giving up his back. You can see the difference here. Milazzo's high, but he's got his hooks in, so you're not going to see the reversal here that you did a moment ago.
There we go.
And that looks like that choke went in deep enough that that's going to do it right there. Lonnie Foster right on top of things down there looking in the face of Pete Baker. And look, Pete Baker gave an admirable fight here tonight, but you can only fight that choke off for so long. You can only take so much punishment before your body says, I don't want to do this anymore.
Yeah, great work by Tom Milazzo there.
Yeah, Milazzo's a good-looking kid, and he's got a tremendous upside to him. I think you'll see more of this kid. Pete Baker, he's a tough guy. Look, if he gets in the right hands, if he trains the right way, I think he's going to be okay. I think Pete Baker's going to do some stuff. It's hard to say when you're a guy that's just kind of been living on the beach the last few years. Do you have the work ethic necessary? Who knows? Tom Milazzo certainly does. Got a big win tonight. One of my favorite people ever, Tommy Wagner, one of the coolest cats I've ever met. Former gang member, former thug, former this and that, you name it, he's done it. He's got Crip tattooed, or TCG tattooed on the back of his head. For those of you not familiar with the Tongan Crick gang, little white dudes don't get that tattoo unless they're pretty damn tough. And he's a little white dude, and he's got that tattoo. And it's something he's not super proud of. It's a part of his life that he kind of shies away from now. But he was one of those guys. He's got a ton of respect. I get a lot of guys that come out of the prison system, and they think of Tommy as an OG, man. He's one of those guys that they really look up to. Going up against a really kind of a funny kid, Dave Allred, not a typical fighter. He's kind of got a little bit of an effeminate voice when he talks to you, very soft-spoken, kind of silly, if you will. But he's tough, man. He's got some really ugly stand-up, but some amazing ground. But his stand-up, when I say it's ugly, it's not pretty, but it's effective. He gets in on people. You can see right there. He once he gets a hold of you, though, it's trouble. He's got some super good submission game, and he's tough to defend, a takedown on. Great job there. Got TCG Tommy down on his back.
Two very strong guys.
Oh, Tommy's amazingly strong. I rolled with him. So I rolled with both these guys, and Tommy's super strong. But Dave Allred's pretty strong too. Tommy doing a good job of getting a reversal there. And, once again, Tommy's one of those street fighters that is just learning to fight, if that makes any sense to you. He knows the fight part of it. He knows the tough guy part of it, because he's about as tough as they come. You have to be tough wearing that stupid hairdo that he's got right there. But he's now starting to learn position and all that other fun stuff. So he could be dangerous if he gets some of this stuff down, but right now he just doesn't have it quite down. As you can see there, Dave Allred putting him in a pretty bad spot. He's got that arm trapped, and he's wailing away at his face. Tommy Gunn's in a pretty bad position. And Dave Allred's pretty tough right here. He's got good hips, and he's maintaining that leverage out to the side, and he's doing a good job.
Both these guys are relentless. I mean, neither one of them is going to back down from this. They're going to go right to the end.
Yep, absolutely. And there you go. Dave Allred able to step over. He's got half mount now, and really imposing his will on Tommy Gunn. Tommy Gunn doing a good job. Got that left hand underhook, but not doing anything with it. He understood the position. He just didn't know what to do with it. And now he's got the underhook on the wrong side. So, and in fact, he's about to get mounted. So he's in kind of a bad spot. Dave Allred doing a good job of staying perpendicular to him at that kind of like an X on top. He's staying across his body so he doesn't get rolled, and really doing a good job of sitting up and picking some shots here and there when they present themselves. I don't know, he's got that inverted. He's got that's an inverted guillotine right there. Oh, Dave. Dave
wow.
Instead. Dave's on cycle, as you can see. All right, well, there's Ollie Bradstreet, the menace. He's working the corner of Dave Allred, those two good friends. And, actually, Ollie, he's good friends with Tommy Wagner, too. Tommy's just one of those, he's a good guy to have around the show. He's a good guy to have around the gym. There's his family. They're not happy. Tommy's not happy. But, he'll shake it off. He'll be back.
He will definitely be back. Another great fight.
He fought a kid that's just, he's just more experienced than him. He's better than him on the ground, and Dave Allred getting a big win. Back to the lightweight division we go with Tom Lackey and Glen Conchola. Glen Conchola coming up first, and he's excited to be here, Todd.
Yeah, well, I don't know too much about Conchola. Tom Lackey, spoke with him a little bit before the fight. He seems to be pretty excited, very confident.
Yeah, he's a very, 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 very confident individual. Maybe overly confident. I'm not so sure he's overly confident in this fight, but he thinks he's a world beater. He thinks he's going to take the MMA world by storm. Nice kid, but he's just super talkative and super confident. And both these guys are raring to go. And Lonnie Foster's loving this. He loves it when these guys yell at like this. This is Lonnie's kind of fight right here. And boy, these guys are raring to go. You know what I love? We saw some fights earlier that, you know, maybe one of the guys looked a little scared. One of the guys looked. These guys both look happy to be here and look excited to get this thing on.
I think they've been counting down.
Well, count down no further, because here we go. Both guys coming out swinging, and Lackey able to land a left hand twice now, 2-3 times, and now the big right hand, and I think this fight may be over. Holy smokes. Well, that was a little anticlimactic. All that posturing and rearing to go and all that other fun stuff didn't last very long.
Came close to setting a record there.
Now, if you think Lackey was confident before, he's going to be unbearable now. That kid, quick stoppage. You know, look, it happens. You get caught with that shot. Who knows if Conchola is better than that? Who knows? Maybe you can come back and do this again. But tonight he wasn't good enough, and tonight he got caught with that shot. And, you know, Tom Lackey, he was happy to put it on him, boy, and he did.
Yeah, that was really quick. I'm a little surprised.
Well, yeah, I was surprised too. I thought this would be a little better fight than that, but like you say, it's the cool thing about MMA is you just never know what's going to happen or when it's going to happen. So Tom Lackey coming away with a big win tonight, and I'm sure he'll be the guy in my office on Monday morning wanting to get another fight, because this is going to do nothing but boost his confidence. He's ready to go back and do this again. Let's roll right into the lightweight division. Shane Brenner, this kid's a physical specimen, going up against Ricky Roberts. Ricky Roberts is a kid that I don't know a whole lot about. It looks like he's Irish, maybe?
Yeah.
Going up against the kid, Shane Brenner. Now, Shane, he's vertically challenged. He's a short guy, strong as an ox. People that have rolled with him, big guys that have rolled with him, have said, this kid is crazy strong. And he's a pretty good little fighter. He's got really good stand-up. He's got good ground. I don't see this reach advantage being a problem for him against Ricky Roberts, because, you know, quite frankly, Shane Brenner knows how to slip. He knows how to move his head. And you don't see a lot of that in MMA. You don't see a lot of head movement and a whole lot of defense. And Shane Brenner's pretty good at that.
Yeah, he's got some good stand-up game.
Oh,
quick.
Right off the bat, nice big Superman punch. And look at that combo, the flurry of punches by Shane Brenner. Nice work. Now, the Roberts family is known for their grappling. They're pretty good jiu-jitsu guys. I don't know much about Ricky. I know his brother is really a good grappler. But Shane Brenner, you know, you might want to be cautious about hanging out in this kid's guard.
Yeah, Brenner looking pretty confident down on his back.
Super strong, as I said before. He's one of those guys that you grab his arm and try to move it, and you go, well, that didn't move. You know, I mean, he's just... he's kind of overwhelmingly powerful for him. And, you know, mind you, he's in the lightweight division. He's a 155-pounder, and there are guys that are 200 plus that I've talked to that said, you know, I couldn't move his arm. He's that strong. You see Roberts kind of you know, trying to improve his position, trying to work his guard, and I'm interested to see that Shane Brenner's posturing down right here. I know he's been training over with Jeremy Horn. Jeremy Horn usually likes to have his guys posture up from within the guard, but he's got Brenner posturing down, and I'm a little bit surprised by that. Brenner making little to no effort to pass guard, and Roberts making little to no effort to improve. You know, it's hard to do when a guy's postured down like that, to really try to improve your position and try to attack with your guard. And especially look how strong he is. He can't move his arm. You know, it's hard to try to set anything up. other than, you know, maybe this right here. You know, you get a guy like the referee that, like Dave Sully said, he's going to stand you up, man. If the action's not going on, we'll get you going back up on your feet.
Brenner ready to get back at it.
Once again with the Superman punch. Both guys understand underhooks. They understand positioning. This is a fun, kind of a technical chess match going on their feet. It's fun to watch. Brenner, once again, though, I think he's just so strong, especially in that clinch type situation, that he's hard to move, and he's certainly hard to stop from moving as well.
Yeah, Roberts has his hands full.
Nice knees, though, by Roberts. Still trying to stay busy as much as he can separate his hips to get those knees working. That's a nice job there. Brenner staying busy with a couple shots to the body, but I'd like to see these guys open up just a little bit more. Brenner intent on getting that takedown, and Roberts intent on not letting him. Keeping a nice wide base here, nice underhook, over-under. Doing a good job of defending. Brenner going to work on the leg with some knees right there. Nice work. And those will have an effect on you in the later rounds if it goes that far, because it's hard to stand on those legs when you've been peppered with knees to your knees to your inner thigh. It's hard to stay busy right there. Looks like that's round number 1 in the books here. Pretty good round. Both these guys coming out and doing their thing. Well, we got round number 2 when we come back. Welcome back to the Ultimate Combat Experience. If you're just joining us, oh my goodness, round number 1 between Shane Brenner and Ricky Roberts was a great fight. Brenner imposing his will on his feet. Nice kick.
Whoa.
Big left kick to the side of the head of Ricky Roberts. Nice job. Shane Brenner getting the best of Ricky Roberts from the inside in round number 1. We'll have to see what happens here in round number 2.
Well, I think Brenner's corner told him, you better get out there and start throwing some kicks and punches. Work this guy up a little bit.
Yeah, you tell they were telling me he's got to be more aggressive, and you got to finish that takedown. You're getting that leg, but you've got to finish it. I don't understand why he's not able to do it, why he's not pulling him out away from the cage and then putting him on his back, because the cage is what's holding Ricky Roberts up right now. To stay up against the cage makes no sense.
Well, you're not getting any points for holding the leg, standing there.
Nope, you're sure not. I'll tell you what, though, Shane Brenner's a hard guy to move, man. He's like a little boulder. And Ricky Roberts, he's just pinned up against that cage, and there's just not a whole lot he can do. So, is Shane Brenner securing the takedown? No, but is Ricky Roberts able to do anything aside from just get squished against the cage? Probably not. There you go. Nice reversal. Well, almost. He almost reversed fortunes and pushed Shane against the cage. But again, Shane is so strong.
Brenner throwing some nice knees to the inside of Roberts' legs there.
Yeah, he is. A nice little uppercut to the body. Good stuff. You know, I think right now Roberts is just trying to find some separation. He's trying to get some room, get some space between them so he can throw something rather than just kind of be overwhelmed by Shane Brenner. Nice knee there by Roberts. Brenner, oh, there you go. There's your takedown. Is Roberts going to settle in down there, or is he going to stand back up? Looks like he's
Roberts with some pretty good defense there. He's really not letting Brenner in to do too much damage.
Yeah, he's thwarted the much stronger Shane Brenner for a great deal of this fight. He's kept him off. And one thing I like that, that I see Brenner doing here is, Jeremy's got his guys coached. He always wants them over by where he is. So they're very conscious of where they are in the ring. So Jeremy can tell him what to do, and you look him in the eye and kind of give him those words of encouragement. Whereas the other opponent, he's got to listen from way across the room. Oh, nice 1-2 by Shane Brenner. You can tell that hurt just a little bit. Roberts kind of rubbing his eye there.
And Roberts comes back with 1-2.
And now Roberts has Shane Brenner pressed against the cage. Brenner's got that underhook, could come out to the side if he wanted to, doesn't seem to want to. That was a really nice takedown. What I liked about that, it's like a really solid kick to the body too. When you drive somebody into the mat like that, it takes your wind out, and that's a great way to finish the round. Shane Brenner sweeping the leg and getting that big takedown. Round number 3. Todd, how do you see it after round 2?
Well, I'm going to have to give it to Shane Brenner right now. I'll tell you what, he's been pushing it.
He's definitely pushing the action.
Do a lot.
Yeah, I know he's pushing the action. He's controlling the fight. He hasn't inflicted a whole lot of damage, which was what I expected out of him, but he's definitely controlled the fight and made Roberts really adjust to his fight style.
Yeah, I think Roberts is a little overwhelmed by the strength from Brenner. I don't think he expected this guy to be as strong as he is.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. That's a great observation. I'm interested to see right here, though, now that Roberts finally does have that space that he's been fighting to get for so long, he's not doing anything with it. Shane Brenner seems to be the guy that's picking him apart from the outside. Nice little leg kicks, nice little 1-2s. And it looks like Roberts, his legs are pretty toast. He doesn't have that spring in his step. Brenner seems to be in pretty good condition right here. Nice inside leg kick, took Roberts down to the ground, and Brenner says, let's stay up here and punch it out.
Well, I mean, he did it the first 2 rounds. Why not the third? Just pick them apart.
And that's exactly what he's doing right here. He's just kind of taking one shot after the next. And really anything that Roberts is throwing back doesn't really seem to have a whole lot of sauce on it. He got a nice little right-hand jab in there, but you just don't see the power behind Ricky Roberts' punches that you do behind Shane Brenner. Oh, buddy, that was a nice left hand right down the pipe. Caught Shane Brenner right on the chin, and now Shane's kind of showing another part of his arsenal, that he's got a good chin and he can take a good shot, and he didn't press the panic button when it happened.
No, it almost seems like another nice left there.
That was a beautiful Superman punch. What I liked about that is he used his left hand to clear the way. He dropped Roberts' hands out of the way, and they came right over the top. It was beautiful. Now we're back to this hug fest on the cage. Brenner staying busy. Nice knees to the inner thigh. And really, buddy, that inner thigh is a very sensitive area, and you can do a lot of damage and really take all the legs out from underneath your opponent when you do that.
Yeah, I'm sure Roberts is really hurting right now.
He's got to be. He's throwing repeated shots to the leg. And Brenner just strong enough to hold you there. You want to get out of there. Look at Roberts trying to get out from underneath, and he just can't. He's being pressed up against the cage. Brenner's will is being opposed upon him, and it's just hard for him to do anything.
Very impressive work from Brenner, especially with the height and reach difference. He's not afraid. He's right in there. He's not, keeping the distance. He wants to get right in there with him.
Oh, nice combination there.
And there he is.
That was a big shot right there, too. I agree with you from a technical standpoint. It's been a nice performance from Shane Brenner. A little bit boring to the layperson until right at the end there where he really came on. I'd like to have seen a lot more of that. I really think Shane Brenner could have stopped this fight earlier had he done so. As it is, I think Shane's going to win this fight. It's going to go to the judges' scorecards. A lot of mutual respect for one another. These guys came out and did it, man. I mean, it was a good fight. Shane Brenner, obviously the stronger of the two, but Roberts, now no joke himself, man. He gave it all he's got and made things difficult for Shane Brenner. Shane Brenner certainly didn't get a walkthrough, which I think he was expecting tonight. Ended up being a pretty competitive bout, but I don't think there's any question that the judges are going to see things Shane Brenner's way. There you go. You got a big win for Shane Brenner. Nice work. Welcome back to the Ultimate Combat Experience. We're back in the middleweight division. Got a kid we've seen a couple of times before. Jason Lannon, tough kid, going up against the blanket, Matt Stoddard.
Yeah, this should be a pretty good fight. Matt Stoddard in his last fight, I mean, he came through TKO in the first round. Very impressive. Can't wait to see what he's going to do tonight.
Yeah, this is Matt's second fight, and you think he'd fought a lot more just as composed as he is. You see him coming into the cage right there where he's very composed, very confident. You know, and when you watch him fight, he looks like a seasoned veteran. He doesn't look like a guy who's having his second fight. On the other hand, Lannon looks a little bit nervous, if I do say so myself.
One thing I like about Matt Stoddard, you know, not a cocky guy at all. Confident, not cocky, and he's got the game.
No,
too.
you know what? I'll tell you what, he's super coachable. He's a guy that, you know, you can tell he's done sports before, and you show him something, he drills it. He drills it hard. As you mentioned, he's just a real respectful kid as well. Nice big shots coming out for both guys. Both guys landed in one another, and let's see who's going to finish up on this takedown right here. Landon peppering away at Stoddard's face. Stoddard not giving up on that hip, and he was eventually able to get that takedown.
Yeah, it was a nice takedown by Stoddard.
It was. You know, what I liked about that is it was the first time I think that Stoddard's been punched in the face repetitively like that, and he didn't give up on it. He didn't shy away from it. Kind of gritted his teeth and finished the takedown.
Yeah, he looks very relaxed.
Almost too relaxed, in my opinion. He might have to, you know, it's kind of, you learn how to turn it on and turn it off. And right now, Matt Stoddard's just kind of coasting along in second gear. I'd like to see him, you know, you're in a good position like that. You can end a fight real quickly if you just posture up and bomb, you know. But I think you get into that wrestling mode and you kind of want to wrestle around a little bit, and that's just out of habit. And that's something that maybe he needs to work on.
You know, and Jason's a strong kid too.
Yeah, you can see he's not making things easy for Stoddard at all. And as we mentioned, they call him the blanket because when he gets on top of you, he's almost impossible to get off. He has really good balance and good anticipation of where you're going and what you're doing. And so he's very, very difficult to get off you. And as you can see right there, Landon able to do so. Landon coming out from underneath. Nice work. Oh, that was a nice knee right there. You get that head trapped down in there, and you know it looks like Stoddard trying to put a. Oh my goodness, he got caught in a guillotine right here. Stoddard was going to put on a cradle from standing, and he got his head caught. Almost got caught in a submission hold right there. Stoddard not really familiar with what he was in for a moment there until it was too late.
No, he was lucky to get out of that one.
Yeah, he certainly was. You know, and if Landon would be a little bit stronger, Stoddard would have probably been submitted right there. He just kind of didn't quite have the strength for Stoddard to come out from underneath that arm. Now Stoddard's doing what I'd like to see him do. He's staying busy. He's active with those strikes. He needs to pass guard first, but nonetheless, he's staying busy. He's dropping bombs. He's dropping elbows. He's mixing it up. Nice stuff from on top.
Yeah, every time he postures up, he comes back with a hammer fist or a couple good punches to the head.
Yeah, good stuff. But, you know, again, you go back to basics and you got to pass guard, man. You got to get past those legs so you can really inflict some damage. And a moment ago, he had side control. He was out to the side and he didn't maintain that control. And again, you know, he's pretty new at this. He picks things up fast. He listens. He's coachable. But there's just some little things that I think he could do a lot better at that would make things so much easier for him. That's going to bring it close to round number 1. Matt Stoddard got caught in the face a couple times, and he's showing it on his face. I kind of like it. I like seeing that happen to him because I think he needs it. I think he needs that experience. Round number 1, a bit of a test for him. He's used to kind of mowing right through people. His last fight seemed almost too easy for him. Nice to see him get a little test tonight.
Yeah, this is a great matchup.
Yep, Lannon not feeling so good about things himself. I mean, he's been overpowered, but he's able to get his shots in when he's been able to. He's made things difficult on Matt Stoddard. That was the toughest Matt Stoddard's had to battle for a takedown in his fight career, which is this being his second fight. But it was the most work he had to do. Landon made things very difficult for him. Round number 2 underway here, and boy, Matt Stoddard wouldn't have put a finish to this thing early.
Yeah, you get hit with one of those, you're going down.
He's got long arms, and he punches fairly accurately for a guy at his experience level, but that's where he's special. He's really good at taking people down, and this time he took him down and stayed outside of his guard, and this time he's keeping that position there in side control, and this time he's peppering away with those big knees to the body. Lost position just a little bit there, trying to switch to the other side. Not really sure why he did that, but you know, again, it's a learning experience for him. Nice elbow, sliced across the face right there. I'm not totally against working from side control, from half mount rather, if you know what you're doing. But I mean, Matt doesn't really know what he's doing from there. I would prefer that he get out and complete side control where he can clear his legs and then get to work, or even to take mount like he's trying to do right here. If he gets that mount position, it's going to be a tough few minutes for his opponent.
Yeah, if they stay where they're at, Jason's going to have a hard time holding him off. Matt pushing him up against the cage there, trying to get that left leg out to come up into full mount.
Matt Stoddard being tested a little bit by Jason Lannon. Jason really making him work here, and I'll be interested to see how Matt's conditioning holds up. He's a guy that, once again, his last fight, he wasn't really tested in that regard. He got things done, I think, in the second round. Now we're going to see it's gut check time. Now we're going to see how tough you are when the chips are down, when you're sucking pond water and you're feeling super tired. Is Matt Stoddard going to be able to respond? Now Lannon has had a few fights, and Lannon he's been tested. He knows what it's like to be in a third round war. He knows what it's like to be super tired. Here you go, Matt Stoddard looking to finish things right here, dropping some big elbows. Not finding their mark all that often. There you go. There's that punching you were looking for.
Putting a punishment on him.
Well, I tell you what, it certainly made old Landon turn his back and didn't want any more of that stuff for the time being. I think we're getting close to the end of the round here, though.
Looks like Jason's looking around for his corner there.
He's looking for his mom. Will Stoddard be able to get things done here in the second round? Boy, Landon taking a lot of punishment here, and
he sure is.
I'm glad to see they haven't stopped this yet, because he's a pretty tough kid, and he is intelligently defending. He is got a lot of those are getting through though, and that's going to be the end of the round. It looks like the cornermen are already trying to work their way into the cage.
He took a beating right there.
He sure did. Now that may be a 10-8 round for Matt Stoddard, so he's up big time on the scorecards. But can he last another round? We'll see. Welcome back to the Ultimate Combat Experience, and it's a blanket party. The blanket, Matt Stoddard imposing his will on Josh Lannon, being able to get up on top of him, really make him pay, and coming out swinging for the fences. The big question mark is, does Matt Stoddard have enough in the tank to finish this fight?
I think he does. He's been making some good work out of Jason these last two rounds. I don't see him tiring out now.
Well, he just put himself in another guillotine choke. And if he gets beat by this right here, I'm going to be very unhappy with Matt Stoddard. When you get tired, you do dumb things. You leave your head behind. And this is, hey, props to Jason Lannon for capitalizing on this opportunity here. If he's able to get a submission, well, not quite. Didn't have enough left in the tank. But, man, that was a scary moment there for Matt Stoddard.
He was just taking a breather.
Yeah. It's a bad place to take a breather with your head pinched off. But, hopefully that lit a fire under him, and now look at him. He's making him pay. Those are not comfortable, man. Those knees to the backside like that, it can really take a lot out of your ability to stand and push off when you're back on your feet. And he plowed right through his guard there as a result of those big knees he was throwing, and it looks like he's inching his way up. I think Jason Lannon has turned things in. I don't think he wants any more of this.
No, and it doesn't look like Stoddard's slowing down at all.
Well, Lannon, I think, has slowed down to a complete screeching halt. I don't think he wants any more of this fight.
No.
He's quit just a few moments ago. I don't think we're going to see much more out of him. And look, for that matter, these punches, he's just pounding his face. I think he probably, I've seen enough of it. I think Lonnie Foster's getting pretty close.
Yeah, he's just taking a serious beating now. Just a matter of time.
I guarantee that Jason Landon has seen enough of it. Seen enough of Matt Stoddard's fists flying toward his face. He's just pounding away. And, he's not even defending at this point anymore. He's just taking them. He's just taking those shots, trying to cover his face a little bit.
Yeah, you got to give it to Jason for not... Hasn't tapped, and he's taking a beating.
Yeah, he hasn't tapped, but he probably should. At this point, it's futile to even kind of hang in there. All you're going to do is, you're going to have a worse headache tomorrow because you were stubborn and didn't tap. You're not going to get out of this. You don't have anything left in the tank, and you're just taking a beating at this point. Yeah, Lonnie finally seen enough. Matt Stoddard. He was tested. He was tested, and I like the fact that he was tested, but he passed the test. He did a really nice job here against a very game opponent. Nice work. Matt Stoddard, man. The blanket party continues. Let's go right into your main event. Jordan Smith and Dave Bosen. Dave Bosen. Here he is. Dave. What do you say, Dave? Dave's a big, strong kid, but going up against Jordan Smith. I don't know if you know much about Jordan Smith. Jordan Smith is a junior high school teacher. You know you're tough if you can teach junior high. There he is, Jordan Smith. One heck of an athlete, this kid. He is pretty amazing. And those are all junior high school kids that sneaked in.
I don't know much about Jordan Smith. Another wrestler, or?
Jordan Smith is the real deal, Holyfield. He's got it all. He's got great stand-up. He's got great wrestling. Good-looking kid. Dave Bosen, he's most famous for knocking out Tim the Pimp. Dave Bosen's a big, strong kid that does his thing. But Jordan Smith, he's got it all. Here we go. Touch of the gloves, and here we go. Jordan giving up a little bit of size in this fight. I know Jordan is naturally a light heavyweight. He's fighting in the heavyweight division tonight. Dave Bosen, he's got about 20 pounds on him. But you can see right here, Jordan Smith not shying away one bit. Ooh, that was a big punch. If that would have landed, that would have been ugly.
That would have been it.
Yeah, buddy. All right, so got to step into those, and Jordan Smith just smart enough to stay just beyond arm's reach with Dave Bosen.
It looks like he's just setting it up, just looking for the right time to get in there.
He's clean. He keeps his hands up. He's fundamentally super sound. And right there again, just beyond the reach of that. Oh, that was a big right hand. My goodness, Dave Bosen's in big trouble.
Yes, he is.
And Jordan Smith is relentless when he gets on top of you. He is a ground and pound beast. But look at that, Dave Bosen. There's that strength I was telling you about. He's a big, strong kid. And he's able to stand up with Jordan Smith. Jordan's still looking to improve his position, going into mission control right here. He's looking to look for. He's not just hanging out underneath there. That's the thing about Jordan Smith. He's not just hanging out. He's looking to submit you. And he's not too worried about those punches right there. There's not a whole lot on those.
He's like, I'll throw a couple back to the head if you want some.
Yeah, exactly. You want some of that? Let's do it. If you can clear that right leg, then Dave Bosen's in a lot of trouble. But Bosen, I think, senses that, not letting that leg through. And looks like he's going to throw that other leg off. If he's smart, he does. Comes around to the outside. Long arms right there. Dave Bosen can stand up and still hit you because he is so long. And it did a nice job of Jordan Smith's guard is not easy to pass, and he just passed it for a second, and Jordan Smith right back immediately pulls him back into his guard. Jordan Smith is a very, very good submission fighter. He's got that right arm of Dave Bosen trapped. He's trying to get his legs up to get an arm bar on. He's having a hard time because Bosen is so long. It's just not matching up. His body's not matching up to get up there and get that.
Jordan seems pretty comfortable, looking like he's getting ready to set up for the next.
Yeah, but Bosen does a good job of striking from on top, and he's one of those guys, I've been preaching this whole episode about, pass the guard first. Bosen's long enough, he can get some good leverage and some good power on shots from within the guard. He's just that long and just that strong.
Yeah, with those long arms, he's able to slam down there and punch Jordan Smith right in the face.
And
without any return.
He has several times. Jordan Smith's trying to trap the arm and get an arm bar, and that's really what he's been setting him up for. He'll take that punch if he can trap your arm. Just hasn't been able to get his hips up and get that arm bar secured. Good action, though. I tell you what, these guys on the ground, a lot of times we see a lot of hugging and squeezing. That was none of that. It was good action from start to finish. We got more when we come back. Welcome back to the Ultimate Combat Experience, round 2 of 3 scheduled rounds between Jordan Smith and Dave Bosen. Man, oh man, round number 1 was a very exciting round. A lot of back and forth action. They're right here. Look at this, man. Both these guys exchanging in the middle of the cage.
Monster fist there.
These guys aren't messing around. And I'll tell you what, Jordan Smith is crazy. Standing toe-to-toe with a guy that's 20 pounds bigger than you and known for his knockout power. Jordan Smith, your strength is on the ground. And you know what? He says, I will beat you at what you do. And I am super impressed by that.
This is a slugfest. Neither one of them defending themselves, just punching it out.
Jordan Smith doing a great job, getting the best of Dave Bosen right there, and nobody expected that. With his reach and his power, nobody expected Jordan Smith to be able to do that. He fought straight through Bosen's punches and landed some huge shots of his own.
Yeah, this Jordan Smith is one tough kid.
No, he is. He's got the arm trapped. Well, he now let it go, but he's looking to put some punishment on the head of Dave Bosen. And Bosen's stunned. You saw him fall against the cage when he was still on his feet. He's still trying to get his wits about him. Jordan Smith trapping that arm down there, so now he can sit up and punch with his left hand, and Bosen won't be able to defend it. Now, look at that. He's trapping his left arm as well.
And he's leaking from somewhere. You can see the blood coming out.
He's going to be leaking from some more spots here in a minute here.
He is getting a beating now.
Yeah, and Jordan Smith using his forearm. If he were to use the point of his elbow, he would slice him wide open. But referee Dave Bosen had seen enough. He steps in, put a stop to the contest. And Jordan Smith, he is amazing.
An amazing fight by both men.
Yeah, they came and put on a hell of a show for the fighter or for the fans tonight, no doubt about it. Dave Bosen, not used to getting beat up, and he got beat up by a guy 20 pounds smaller than him, but a guy that's got an amazing upside in this game, no doubt about it. Dave Bosen, go down, go back, lick your wounds, come back in here and do this again. Dave's a tough kid. I hope he doesn't take this too. Oh yeah, he's a tough kid, but Jordan Smith, you're going to see a lot more of him on the big stage, no doubt about it. Jordan Smith is a special fighter, and he's a junior high school teacher, man. Can you imagine?
Tough guy.
Yeah, I've not been afraid of too many of my teachers, but as a teacher, you probably should be afraid of. Tough kid. Nice work. Jordan Smith, once again, coming out your victor tonight and wrapping things up for us, man. What a great night of fights, and hopefully we see Jordan Smith come back and do this a little bit more. Greasy biker, I've got a headache after that one.
I'll tell you what, those were some heavy fists being thrown there.
Dave Bosen took a lot of punishment. Jordan Smith, man, he showed he's got what it takes. In fact, I understand the UFC has expressed a little bit of an interest in him, so who knows, we might be seeing a big-time superstar in the midst right here.
I think we have some exciting things coming here for this guy. Excited to see him out there again.
All right, well, good stuff. That's the Ultimate Combat Experience. We'll see you next week.